Some more of the old heads in the WNBA who still can't seem to get with it and continue to just spread negativity across the league and also seem to never be happy about anything. Just a few days ago, some WNBA players and so-called experts threw out the most outrageous claims about Caitlin Clark. But karma struck quickly, and honestly, they totally had it coming. They actually dared to call Clark the biggest trash talker in WNBA history. Seriously, are we even watching the same Caitlin Clark? Caitlin Clark didn't utter a single word, even when Angel Reese nearly dislocated her arm or when Dijonai Carrington poked her in the eye. She remained completely calm and silent through it all. And now, they're trying to label her as a relentless trash talker? It's honestly ridiculous. The whole situation was absurd, but this time, Clark had enough and stood her ground. Let's be real, if she hadn't, they would have kept twisting the narrative, slapping on more labels, and trying to shut her down at every turn. When Caitlin Clark came into this league, that was the free promotion for the entire league. And I'm sorry, the product has something to do with it. Caitlin Clark is the most exciting women's basketball player that we have ever seen. Caitlin Clark has bridged the gap from the hardcore basketball fans who have been watching the WNBA for years. The drama kicked off with a jaw-dropping article where WNBA players threw wild accusations at Caitlin Clark, claiming she was the most outrageous trash talker they'd ever come across. Yet we have a player like Caitlin Clark who comes around, who shoots three-pointers further back than Steph Curry, and she's been doing it for 4 years in college. That is a product. That is a product that she brought to the WNBA that is all of a sudden exciting for many people. Seriously? Caitlin Clark, the same player who rises above all the on-court drama? Anyone who's followed her career knows this accusation is totally baseless. It's an absurd stretch, especially when you consider how she consistently keeps her cool, even when the game gets heated. I don't understand why people can't just acknowledge that. What does it hurt for you to acknowledge that this woman has changed the game, is one of the most famous athletes in the entire world, has given you free promotion that supposedly is all you needed, right? Let's break down how ridiculous this is. Sure, Clark is fiercely competitive, but trash talking? That's not her style. She's the one who stays laser-focused, even when chaos erupts. And let's be honest, chaos has followed her more than once. The evidence is clear. She's all about the game, not the chatter. Yet some players are still trying to twist the story and paint her as the league's ultimate villain. All the news surrounding Caitlin Clark and all of the dirty plays and hard fouls being committed on her, but I feel like it's gotten pretty absurd, and it's honestly downright embarrassing to see how the WNBA and the media coverage of the WNBA is playing. The buzz around Caitlin Clark, the dirty plays, and the brutal fouls she's endured has gotten way out of hand. Honestly, it's embarrassing to watch how the WNBA and the media are handling this entire situation. WNBA Twitter is currently crashing out over Black Eye Gate. I'm sure we've seen by now this play, where Dijonai Carrington pokes Caitlin Clark in the eye. And after seeing this angle, so many people are saying that it was intentional, right? Dijonai goes up to steal and when she comes down, her hand goes like this, straight into Caitlin's eye. Do I think that this was a reckless play? Yes. Do I think that she did it with the intent to hurt Caitlin Clark? No. Do I think it should have been called a foul or a flagrant one? Yes. But what I'm having a hard time understanding is how people think that this could be premeditated in a game. Like, Dijonai would have to be on some next-level serial killer type of agenda to be able to accurately poke Caitlin the way that she did during that play. She went for the steal, comes down like this, and she's looking away at the same time. I know this is heightened, because Dijonai has said things on her Twitter about the fever, and she's thrown little jabs toward Caitlin. But we are overreacting on this specific play. Her and Caitlin both said that it was just a basketball play. And yes, the refs missed this call, but let's not make it anything big. Want to talk about how brutal it's gotten for Caitlin Clark? Let's rewind to June 12th, 2024, a high-stakes playoff game. Clark was thrust into a nightmare when Dijonai Carrington, one of the toughest players in the league from the Connecticut Sun, came in and struck her straight in the eye. Caitlin Clark is the reason that a lot of these new fans are watching the WNBA. And anybody saying, oh, it's the rookie class. No, it's not. It's Caitlin Clark. This wasn't just a casual bump or a light contact. It was a full-on hit that left Clark seeing stars, the kind of blow that would have had most players on the floor. But Clark, half-blind and struggling to focus, stayed in the game. And this wasn't just any game. It was the climax of a season where she'd given everything to get her team this far, only to be hit with a cheap shot like that. It's slow to make that judgment that like, oh, every player in the WNBA is jealous of Caitlin Clark. But after seeing what we've been seeing over the past days, weeks and months, I changed my mind about that. And at this point, I'm not even just embarrassed of the way that the WNBA is acting toward their new superstar, who has opened so many doors for so many of these. The saga surrounding Caitlin Clark has spiraled into bizarre and embarrassing moments. And it's time we address just how out of hand it's become. From dirty plays and hard fouls to the media twisting the narrative, Caitlin has kept her focus where it belongs, on the court, playing basketball. But this isn't a string of unfortunate events. It's a clear pattern of mistreatment. Let's rewind to June 12th, 2024. This wasn't just any playoff game. It was a crucial one. And Caitlin Clark found herself in the middle of a nightmare. Thanks you subscribed this channel.